Hey everybody, I'm Alicia Dianne. I help visual artists discover that you already have everything you need to tell powerful stories. On this channel, you're going to get tutorials, behind the scenes looks of my graphic novel process, step by step tools to turn your sketches and ideas into characters, worlds, and completed content. If you want to take your art to the next level, subscribe and let's get started. So, I'm going to be working on my intro, full transparency. I'm making a new intro, and that's part of my script, man. I'm making it, and I think it's going to be really cool. I want to add some music and stuff. I'm really like, if you've been with my channel for a while, you know that I'm working to take it to the next level. And I think I've been on that process. I was trying to figure out for a while, like how I wanted to do that, but now I feel a little bit more clear. But I think one of the things that I love about this space is just like the full transparency. So I just letting you know that I'm in the process of making this new and amazing space for creatives. I want to help you to tell your stories as well as me sharing my process for telling my stories. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Photoshop and let's see where we are. So I do have some useful tools that I want to be uploading into a subsequent video. It's really going to be about taking your character sketches and building on your character's personality through your sketches, through your sketchbook, whether your sketchbook is on physical or whether it's on iPad. It will involve creating color palettes and picking textures. So just a heads up that that's going to be my next video. So let me open up. I'm still trying to find my space. So let me change my view here. And let's go ahead and, all right, you can see me. Good. So I'm going to open, let's see, file open. I'm going to open up actually my folder from if I can find it where I'm looking. Let's see, iCloud Drive, sketchbooks. All right. And so let me find pages for the watercolors. So I think this is my first one. So this should be, this is it. Okay, so I'm going to use this as my template. And this is my first time like getting into post-production. I actually have 2 spreads remaining for ink. And I'm very excited to be close to the end of the artwork process of JD story number 2, Prudence. I This book has been somebody told me that making your second graphic novel is harder than the first one, and I didn't believe them until I started doing it. And I didn't realize how many things were going to be getting in the way, but a lot of things got in the way, but it's okay. All right, so I'm going to go through this last one just to kind of see my process. It's been like 4 years now, so I don't even remember how I did anything, hardly. But I wanna let's see. I put in. All right, so I have these. I put it out on a full page spread. Okay, I see that, and I have my paper textures here, and it looks like if I turn this off, it looks like I deleted like in between, and it looks like I deleted around it too. So let's see. If I see, all right, I know. Oh, it's on the top layer, isn't it? I think it's on the top layer that I have my foreground. I think that was how I did it, and I did each spread. Man, it's been a long time. I did each spread. Let me make sure that my camera's on the right camera too. My microphone is on the right microphone. Okay, good. All right, so what I want to do, and I did 7 spreads on here. Oh, that one is in color too. Okay, so let me turn that one off. Oh, I get it. I put that one on top because, okay, I'm starting to understand what I'm doing here. Spread 1, spread 2. All right, so the ones that are delete these. Well, let me first save it as a new file, because that's what I want to do first. All right, so I'm going to save it as a new file, and I'm going to go into book 2 and scan pages. I'm going to put 2. Maybe I'll put B2 so I know, and I'm going to save it. All right, so I have all of these spreads here. I'm going to delete these. I have all my text here as well. I'm going to delete most of them, but I want to keep a reference. All right, I have my bubbles too. Oh, it looks like I was wondering this because I was like, there's some, this is really helpful because I have a lot of panels where the complexion doesn't look how I want it to look, like it, because it's watercolor, when you're diluting color sometimes it doesn't come up as full. So I really wanted to see if I can just manually add more color, and it looks like I've already did that with my last book too, which I didn't even remember that I did. So that is helpful. Spread 2. I can delete all of these as well. Just delete that. And let's see. Oh no, maybe I don't want to delete that. Let me see. Okay, I didn't even delete them. I just put them in a wrong layer order. Right, so I did something on accident. Let me see. Let me undo again. Edit. Alright, so let me take these and trash them. And I'm going to close that up a second. Close this up a second. I want to keep, which layer am I on? I'm on spread 2. Alright, so that's important for me to notice. And I might just go ahead and put my first spread in here. So let me open up the pages. I wish I would have recorded this process the first time so I would have had like my reference point. I think that would have made my life easier because I didn't know it would be such a big gap. Alright, these are the ones that I did to recover. And I'm getting a text message from my husband. Okay, so let's see. If I can just see how I did it, then I think it will help. Hopefully I didn't make it overly complicated. I don't think I did, but I'm not sure. Alright, so this is my first page. And actually my spread is only 1 page for the first one. So getting that spinning wheel of doom, so hopefully it won't stay that way for too long. But let's see. Alright, so I'm going to copy this page. I know I was doing some different effects too with watercolor. It wasn't, let's see. I keep notes of how I edit things. I wish I would have kept more notes on how I would edit this particular process, but we're going to figure it out one way or another. Let's see. Alright, so it looks like I changed the brightness and contrast. Let's see. Image mode. Let's see. Adjustments. And what I did before is I made it minus 25 brights, which I don't even think I want to edit it because I like it as it is. And I did plus 20 contrast. I'm not going to do that. I like it how it is, like this. So let's see. If I go in here, maybe I should take that off and put on this one. Oh, okay, I have my verse there, and that's what I'm gonna do too. I'm gonna have a verse here, and then don't think I'm gonna use any of this right now. Okay, so what if I just paste it onto here and move it over? And what I think I did was just delete the white areas. So let me see what layer type it was on. It was on a regular normal. Okay, so let me put this on multiply so I can see how it lines up. Looks like it goes up here. Alright, put it back on normal. Alright, I'm trying to figure out where everything is. Let me turn this off. What is this? That's that page. What's this? Oh, it looks like I put white behind the panels. Okay. Not sure why if it's not on a multiply layer. Maybe I needed it for that particular page. Right, so take that off. I'm gonna take these off. What if let's see. Let me see the background light. And I may wanna, let's see. Close that up. Let me go here and do my magic wand and check this out. Right, so it looks like everything in between is deleted. So all of the extra is deleted. So let me go ahead and go in here and do the same thing, because I remember this process. Like, I remember deleting out stuff for this reason. Let me turn this off. What is this? Alright. Delete that. And maybe even more. what I don't know is if I need to put it on multiply, because I think I did a multiply. I don't know why it's showing up. It's showing up as regular, but I feel like I did a multiply. I don't even remember what I wanted to say right there, so I'll have to look it up for reference. But let's see. Let me turn off this layer for a second and going back into spread 2 and see if I put these on multiply. Nope. They're not on multiply. Maybe I was experimenting or something at that time, which is something I do a bit. I don't know if I need that or not. I might just open up the original one just to, because I don't know what I'm changing. I'm just kind of messing with stuff just to see how it goes. So let me go ahead and open up the original one too. That's why I saved it as a copy, so that I can see what I changed. Alright, so this is spread 2. Alright, so I kept that as the same. Let me see if I changed anything for the background. Alright, so that one is not okay. And let me see if I use my magic wand again. Okay, and on this one. Alright, so I deleted all of that. I did mess up a part though. I'm going to turn this spread off, close it up. Let me go back to layer 1, or spread 1 anyway. And let me see. Let me paste it again. I'm going to just put it on multiply, and move it over. Let's turn off this auto select stuff. I don't like it selecting stuff that I'm not on the right layer of, so let me turn that off. And let me put it back on normal. And what I want to do is turn this off a second, and let me go ahead and try that again, because what I don't want to do is delete my black ink if I don't have to, because then I'll have to like put it back manually. I think I took too much. Why is it taking out so much? Alright, I'm taking this out. I do think I might need, I don't know why. I wonder if in my other ones I have it on, I did it on a multiply layer, because it feels like inevitable, because I don't want these white spaces between the panels to show. Let me see on the other one if there are potentially some of the spreads where I'm gonna go ahead and lock that background so I don't mess it up. Lock it. Okay, let's see. Alright, so let's see my other spreads and see if these are in multiply. I know I did an effect there. So what I do is I do all of this part still in RGB, and then I save them as individual pages as CMYK for printing. I'm gonna see if normal, okay. Let's check them all because I'm curious if I did that. Alright, that one is normal. Okay. I'm just worried about, maybe I shouldn't. If I wasn't worried about it the first time, then maybe I should not be worried about it right now. Normal, okay. I just don't know why I had that one white then. Still on normal, right? Alright, so maybe I will just trust that. And I don't know then why I have this. Why do I have that layer? Is that layer visible or not? Let's see. EG spread number 2 is what I'm looking for. No, number 1. And I want to know if I have this under layer. I do have it as visible. I wonder why. If I take it off, you can see the difference, but why? If it's in, oh, this one is on multiply. Okay, so I went through all that. I wonder why I had that one, and oh well, okay, whatever. That's what I did. I have no idea why, but I don't need it right now. Oh, is it because, no, that one's still there. That one's normal. Okay. I don't really understand it, but I don't think I need to understand it right now. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. Leave it alone, as my grandma would say. And I'm just gonna be good with it. Delete what I don't need. I'm gonna try not to hoard stuff because I know that I can have that tendency to hoard layers that I don't need because I'm afraid I might need it. I'm trying to let that go. I'm trying to release that into the ether. We'll see if I can actually if I can actually like keep up with that, but we'll see. Okay, so this is my first spread. I might put a pattern on this side. I don't know. This is definitely not. These are the words from the last time, so I'm going to be changing them, but I don't know what I'm going to say yet. Oh, I know which one it is. I do know. Boo, 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 boo. I have it saved here someplace. Okay. It starts with 4 again, too. That's funny. The title of the book is in this one. You're getting the first looks. I have not shared this part. And I didn't share it in the last one either. The post-production. What the hell? I feel like I just saw something weird. I don't know if it was a shadow. Okay. Okay, so it says for giving prudence to those who are simple, knowledge and discretion to the young. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance for understanding proverbs and parables, the sayings and riddles of the wise. Alright, so I'm not sharing this in the book. This is secret. But the verse is actually Proverbs 1 4 through 6. So I do use scriptures that are meaningful to the story. It's kind of like me giving like my underlying messages. It's just like a little like a little hint to my readers. So I like to. I came up with this at my during the first book, and I just was like, yeah, this is gonna be part of the theme. This is gonna be part of how I tell my story, and I'm excited. The only thing about putting text in Photoshop, it doesn't do like it's not gonna tell you when you type something that's. It's not gonna do spell check. It's not gonna say like do the underline or like the suggestion like if you're typing in a Word document or Pages document or on the internet, it's not going to correct you. It's just going to leave it as it is, like, all right, that's what you want to do, then go ahead. So I have to like, you have to make sure you double, triple, quadruple check spelling in Photoshop. A lot of times you can just put it in like a Pages document and then do all the spell check there and then just copy paste. I didn't do that here, and I think it's going to be like a mix of typing and copy paste, just because of the fact of that you want to still get the right font, and it you want to do all of that stuff too. So let me check again. Forgiving prudence. I put prudence in it with a capital P because that's the name of the book. Forgiving prudence to those who are simple. Okay, knowledge and discretion to the young. Knowledge and discretion to the young. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance, and let see, I already messed up. Let the discerning get guidance, and it does this crap. Get guidance for understanding proverbs. For understanding proverbs and parables. For understanding proverbs and parables. The sayings and riddles of the wise. It's really about the whole theme of the book, honestly. It's so much to do with like the incorporation of like even like folklore and like these stories that were meant to teach us lessons, in which I really hope that JD's story ultimately is about teaching lessons, about learning through trauma, like learning how to discover ourselves and what's most important. And I really hope that there's so many it feels very like, as I was like starting to get into process, this feels very like Game of Thronesy to me. Just because there's so much context, and there's this overall theme, but there's like so many like things feeding that in this story. I mean, I can only wish to be as great of a storyteller as George R. R. Martin. I'm not claiming to be. I just think that I just feel it has the same sort of a vibe as far as um, letting um, multiple themes inform like an overarching theme. So, anyway, I'm gonna save and let's see. That is, well, that's pretty much gonna be my first page. I'm sure I'll add some kind of design, but I'm gonna leave that. And let's go ahead and find my page 2. This one will not be so easy just because I know I changed some things. So, oh man. This is where I'm gonna have to start changing my street color because I messed up the street color. But that's what we're at. That's where we're at. So let me see first if I need to modify the hue and saturation or brightness contrast. Let's see. I don't know why. I don't feel like it needs it right now. I think I'm good. I don't even know if I want to increase the saturation at all, which I don't think I do right now. Maybe I will later. I can always do that in the RG in the CMYK part, but right now I don't think so. All right, so let's go back to this page. Spread 1 is here. All right, let's go into spread. Save it. Let's go into spread 2. All right, so looks like my bubbles are on one layer. I don't know if I need bubbles. Let's see. Take the skin off. Put that over. Okay, I kind of fit it in like that. So I have my paper texture. So let's multiply this and make sure that everything is aligned where it needs to be. I think it is. Back on normal. Let me turn those off. Turn this one back on just for now until I have my other side. But okay. Let's see. Let me move this. My right layer. Let's see. I think I moved it too much. Yeah. All right. Just want to make sure that I'm getting this right. I'm so nervous. It's like the first parts of like my next book and I'm excited, but it's also like makes me nervous. Like, beep. It's really happening after like 5 billion years since the number 1. Oh my gosh, it feels like so long, but all right, we're here. All right, so my line is a little bit uneven. What did I do to fix that the first time? Can I just put on multiply? I don't know if that's gonna work. Alright, let's see. What does this look like? Normal. Multiply. Is it just crooked or what? Oh, I think it is. I'm like, why is it giving me issues? This is like the issue with scanning stuff. It's just too is facing stuff like this. All right, so let's see. I know I did something where I changed the color because I messed up with the paint and I put the wrong. I know I experimented and it worked out fine, but I'm still kind of nervous about it. So let's see. I'm going to be quiet for a second just because I'm using my lasso tool to get this part in. So just give me a moment. I ain't gonna take that long. Okay, so I've highlighted that. Let me see. Hue saturation. So let's see how much I have to change the hue. I wish I would have wrote it down the first time I did too. Okay, so it's in my drawing, painting notes, watercolor. Didn't put it. I have so many notes too that it's hard to keep track of like where I'm putting everything. All right, so for recoloring, dang it, I was like, I'm still wondering if I, let's see. God, I know I had some other JD story notes. I had like, I swear I had like a process. I was sure I had a process area of like where how I was making changes, like with the artwork, or like a color guide or something. Oh well. All right, so we're just gonna go into for changing. I'm gonna put for changing the ground. All right, so tan. For the tan part, let's see how much I have to change the saturation or the hue to get it to the right hue. needs to be more red, obviously. Not that red. So maybe like, let's see. That. No. Still feels too light. Let's see. That's too bright. That seems about right, but I'm wondering if it's still too light. Oops, I don't want to do that. I don't even know. Alright. I was like, I don't even know if it's going to be. Alright, for tan. Alright, so let's see. Tan. Alright, so it's hue. Let me do this like this. Hue minus 15. It's not even letting me. Hue. Hue. It says autocorrect sucks on here. Let's see. Saturation plus 17. It will be faster after this, but I have to figure out what I'm doing. And then lightness minus 8. Alright, so hue minus 15, saturation. Alright, so I'm going to push OK. And then I'm going to try and change the tan to, or this red earth. The thing is, the sidewalk is supposed to represent the red earth, and then the street is like dusty. So that I keep on getting it confused, like if the street was dusty and then the sidewalk was the red earth, or vice versa. I'd already decided in the original, or the first book, this is all still the original book book series, but the first book I decided to do the sidewalk earth, the red earth color, so that I can extend that into the yards and into the bush area, and that way it would limit the tan, because I wanted the earth to be primarily red in the different scenes, especially when we get into the bush, which is going to be like book 4 or 5. But to do that, then I needed to just make the road the lighter color, because most of the time we're not going to be on the road. Most of the time we're going to be in the open space. So I had to figure out how to do that, and what I decided to do was to do it this way. So during this process of making book 2, I forgot which one was which, and apparently I did not check, or I thought I checked, but I didn't check correctly. So that's one thing to just pay attention to if like you make certain decisions in your first book or in your first panels or pages. You want to make sure that you keep it consistent throughout. It did get confusing to me. It can, especially like if your books are spaced apart due to whatever the hell is going on in your life. So you just have to be conscious of it, and then if you make a boo-boos like I did, you have to fix it. So let's go ahead and change this hue saturation to make it tan. So I'm going to first change the hue to make it more of that tan color and see how much adjusting after that I need to do. Oh, that's not bad. Alright, so I'm already almost there. I thought like when I thought about it, when the first time I caught myself, I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna have to do all these pages over. And I'm like, well, maybe I can just adjust it in Photoshop. Thank God for Photoshop, because I would have, it would have been a hot mess if I would have had to, I don't know, I would have just had, I would have just had wrong pages. No, I mean, but it would have been painful to have to do all of those scenes over, like seriously painful. It's supposed to be lighter than this. I'm gonna leave it like that. I think that's right. All right, so I'm gonna copy. So for the red area, it's minus 18, or it's plus 18, my bad. Plus 18 for hue. And then for, I want to put red to tan so I don't get confused. So for red to tan, and from tan to red. Alright, so saturation is 0 because it already doesn't need anything. And for lightness, it's plus 8. So instead of minus 8, it's plus 8. Okay, so that's very helpful. So when I'm moving on and changing things, some I might make it a little darker just depending on how it goes. But we'll see. We'll see how everything turns out, and keep it pushing. I'm going to save, and I'm going to change this next one, and I think then we'll call it for the day. So let's just go ahead and fix this page. I don't think I need to change or worry about the black line there, but we'll see what happens when we actually get into the color area. Hopefully not, but I'm hoping that I won't have to worry about it. And I'm going to try and loop in this part that I left out a little bit, and any other parts that I feel like might be missing a little bit. I'm really excited about this book. I think it adds so much more depth to the character. This is a character building book. So my series, JD Story, is a long series. It's not a short little like single comic book. It's not that. It's a long graphic novel series. There's 9 books. This is only book 2. The first 3 books are really about your introduction to JD, her world, and getting to know these characters on a deeper level. So this one, the first one was just like, all right, what the hell? Where are we? What is JD up against? Is book 1. Now we are really learning, like, who is JD? Who are these people around her? Who are the people that she interacts with? How does she interact? We're learning this in more detail. We're also seeing like how what happened in book 1 still affects her, how she's still traumatized and trying to overcome. And she's not even trying to overcome that, really. She's just kind of in denial right now. She's just kind of just trying to get along with her regular life, but her life is not regular. She's living in an oppressive town where the people who are in charge are literally like crazy. So that's she's trying to live normal, but it's not normal. So obviously, when you try to live normal and things are not normal, then something something's gonna have to give, and something will give. But right now, it's just like, all right, how is JD living her regular life? How is she interacting? What is life like here? And you know, we're gonna get to see Governor Amwancha a little bit more. He was introduced at the very, very end. He is like the uh, the hope of the town, the hope of some people, but I think most people are just like, yeah, whatever, we'll see what happens. But I don't know. This book, I'm really excited for it because you're gonna really get to know how JD interacts with two of the most important people in her life, really, which is Sabrina, her best friend, and her brother, who means everything to her, Bandelli. So you're gonna see them, especially Bandelli is gonna be in book 3. This one is like more interaction, how they get along. It's a lot more about her, especially her and Sabrina's relationship. But Bandelli is really gonna be in book 3. That's gonna be like, all right, a much more like the family circle book. But this one is gonna be cool, or it is cool. But you're gonna see how cool it is once it's released in a few months, in by the end of this year. All right, so I have a lot of work to do. Hue saturation. All right, so hue. All right, so I'm turning tan to red. So minus 15. All right, plus 17 and plus 8. It looks like it's a little bit too saturated, so let's see. I kind of like that color. What about the lightness? I'll leave it at 8, I think. So for that I'll just put it, let's see, it's the saturation. So I'm gonna put between plus, but now that it's changed, I felt like it would. I'm gonna put plus 6 through 17, so we can see that. All right, I'm gonna save that, and let's go ahead and change the dirt road. I had to distinguish them somehow so that there could be like a clear difference. I'm already seeing pieces here at the bottom where I'm going to need to delete where the page is bleeding out, so I'll fix that. Okay. Shake off just a little bit there. Alright, I'm going to add this section over here. I mean, yeah, manually is not like, manually changing these is not ideal, but it is better than going in and repainting everything. Alright, so that looks like that's that. I'm trying to make sure I have areas selected right. Okay, so let's go ahead into hue saturation. And let's change this to, so red to tan is plus 18. And lightness 8. That's like pretty good. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Alright. That is the first page of color change. Alright, it's not so bad. It still looks a little bit bright, but I'm gonna go ahead and save it. And then we're gonna keep working. I'm gonna finish the last bit of my inking today, and then we'll see what happens from there. And I'm gonna keep on with post-production and share some of that and share some tips for you for telling your own stories. So thank you for joining me for this behind the scenes with making a graphic novel, and I hope to see you very, very soon. Okay, until I see you next time, be grateful, live balance, be yourself, and keep on telling stories. Bye bye.